and his judgment is with Allah. But whoever goes back to usury will be the inhabitants of the fire, to abide therein forever. Allah protect us. Allah will destroy usury and will increase charitable deeds. Allah does not like the sinning disbeliever. Those who believe and do righteous deeds, perform their prayers, and give the prescribed charity will have their reward with their Lord. On them will be no fear, nor will they grieve. Believers, become conscious of Allah and give up what remains due to you from usury, if you are true believers. If you don't, then be informed of a war from Allah and His Messenger. If you repent, you shall have your principal. Do not commit any wrong, and you will not be wronged. If the debtor is in hardship, then grant him a delay until a time of ease. But if you waive it by way of charity, that is better for you if you only knew. So fear the day when you will be returned to Allah. Then every person will be compensated for what they earned, and they will not be wronged. So now we're going to go to the tafsir of Shaykh Sa'di rahimahullah, where he said about this. The Shaykh, hafidhahullah ta'ala, he said in these noble verses, Allah narrates the worst conclusion of those who practice usury. They will rise from their graves on the day of recompense, like the rising of a person tormented by Satan's touch. Imagine somebody will be risen like that. The most humiliated way to be risen. Subhanallah. Satan will cause them to fall down with madness, and they will exit their grave extremely confused and perplexed, as though in a state of semi-consciousness. They will be expecting a severe punishment and difficult end. This is because they say trade is the same as usury. Only a fool and an ignorant person could have uttered this. He is either in the extreme limits of ignorance or an extreme enemy of the religion, as they did not apply their common sense in this world. So they will rise like madmen on the day. This part of the noble verse can be explained as them becoming so senseless in their effort for earning usury that they behaved like fools, and their behavior resembled that of an insane people who have no sense, negating them and showing His supreme wisdom. Allah says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has permitted trade because it is beneficial for us. Everyone is in need of it, and declaring it as impermissible would cause great loss. Earning one's livelihood through pious means is the best vocation to earn money. Only such vocations are exempt from these restrictions that are specifically and clearly mentioned, and forbidden usury because it is based on oppression. Its ending is evil. There are two types of usury. Riba nasi'a, usury based on time, exchanging an interest-based thing as a debt in a manner that the payable amount is named as capital, رأس المال, and a forward contract transaction is entered into it. Second, riba al-fadl, usury based on amount, selling any interest-based thing against a similar thing with an increment. The Quran and the Sunnah both have definite proofs about the impermissibility of both these types. All religious scholars are unanimous about the impermissibility of riba nasi'a, while those who have termed riba al-fadl as permissible are only a small minority. And they have gone against the many clear proofs from the Quran and Sunnah. Usury is indeed a grave evil and a major sin. So whoever received an admonition from his Lord, that is, Allah gave someone the ability to reprimand him, which became a blessing, an argument for him, and desist, meaning he refrains from practicing usury. Because of this reprimand, and this continues committing this grave sin, then he may retain his past gains. Whatever he took wrongfully prior to the revelation of this reprimand will be considered absolved. This is the reward of the acceptance of this reprimand. Subhanallah, look at this. It's amazing. Herein lays an indication that whoever does not discontinue practicing usury and does not refrain from receiving it will be punished for both his past and future sins. Subhanallah, look at this. So when you make tawbah, Allah will not hold you accountable of the past. But if you don't make tawbah, وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, you'll be punished for the past and the present. نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ, and the future also. نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. So Allah sallam al-afiyah. While being mindful of his future deeds are both in Allah's hand. But whoever returns and once again practices usury, not receiving benefit from this reprimand, and insistent on receiving usury, then they are the inhabitants of the fire, to abide forever. Religious scholars have different opinions regarding those sins, apart from shirk, whose punishment has been mentioned as a permanent abode in hell. The best opinion is that those deeds whose punishment Allah has fixed as a permanent place in hell may be condoned due to the presence of a deterrent. It is proven by the Quran, the Sunnah, and the unanimous opinion of the majority of the scholars that if Tawheed and faith are present in an individual, then they will be considered as deterrent, and this condition of a permanent abode in hell will be removed. So now, if someone has Tawheed with him, he bears witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. This is Tawheed, right? So this person, he committed, major sins. Usury and other than that, right? Devouring usury and the like. So this person, his affair rests with Allah. His affair rests with Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah An-Nisa, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah will not forgive anyone who joins partners with Him. There's no compromise when it comes to that. But He will forgive less than that. The scholars, they said anything else besides shirk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive. So you'll be better off meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with major sin other than shirk than to meet Him with shirk. Na'udhu billah min dhalik. Because shirk destroys all the deeds, everything. Like those, for example, that go to the graves of the righteous people, right? And these people, when calamity hits them, they rush to the grave of this righteous man and they call upon him, Ya Shaykh Abdul Qadir, help me out. Na'udhu billah min dhalik. And the same people, they come to the masajid, they pray, they give sadaqah, they give zakat, they fast, they go to hajj, they go umrah and all this. You see? But their aqidah is corrupt. Shaykh al-Fawzan, he said if someone's aqidah is corrupt, salat, zakat, all that, it's not going to benefit him. It's not going to benefit the person. But when someone has tawheed with him, and he has some sins that he had committed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may forgive him, Allah may punish him. You see? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just. He will not wrong anyone. And if he punishes you, it's for your own benefit, actually. So that you could be purified before you enter Jannah. Because the people of Jannah, they are pure. And only the pure will enter Jannah. So the fire purifies. And some of them, they will be punished in this world. And they will not be punished in the hereafter. They will be tested with sickness, with poverty, with other than that. And some of the people, they be tested, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises their status. It could be righteous, very righteous people. But they are being tested so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises their status. Or it could be that person is being tested to test his iman. To test his iman. Because everyone says, we believe, right? Or what did Allah say? Alif Lam Mim. حسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فليعلمن الله الذين صدقوا وليعلمن الكاذبين. Look at this ayah. May Allah make us from those who are truthful. So in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alif Lam Mim. Do people expect that they would just say, we believe, and they will be left alone? We have indeed tested those who came before them, so that the truthful are distinguished from the liars. See? That's the hikmah, that's the wisdom. Because anyone can claim what they want to claim. Okay, now look at Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. At his time, how many people supported Imam Ahmad? Do you know? How many?
Not too many.
Not too many. You were shocked. And they were scholars. They were scholars. Ali ibn al-Madini was there. Yahya ibn Ma'in was there. Bishr al-Hafi was there. You know, these are all scholars. And when the people came to Bishr al-Hafi, and they said to him, why don't you stand like Imam Ahmad? Why don't you take the stance of Imam Ahmad? He said, I can't. And Imam Ahmad, he took the stance of the prophets. I cannot do it. Meaning that he was very strong. Very strong. And subhanallah, one man. And he had a young man with him, Muhammad ibn Nuh. He was with Imam Ahmad. And he died on the way. Before they got to their destination, he died. Imam Ahmad, he spoke highly about him. Young man, he stood, he did not yield to them. And Imam Ahmad, he defended the Quran. And he was whipped, rahimahullah, and he was imprisoned, you know. This is the real test. This is the real test. Because when it comes to hitting and imprisoning, that's when you see which one is which. All it takes is one slap. He said, oh, no, I'm done. Some people like that. No, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. You don't give up this religion. You do never give it up, no matter what. Look at the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, Atba' Tabi'een. When you read some of the biographies of some of the Imams, what they had to go through. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those that are truthful in their claim. So Allah will continue. The Shaykh, he said, it is proven by the Quran and the Sunnah, the unanimous opinion of the majority of the scholars, that if Tawheed and faith are present in an individual, then they will be considered as deterrent, and this condition of a permanent abode in hell will be removed. This means that practicing usury and receiving it is that type of sin which person commits while being absent of Allah's Tawheed would cause him to have a permanent abode in hell. So now we have two situations. We have someone who has Tawheed with him, right? And he devours usury. Wal-'iyadhu billah. It's a major sin. Okay, this person will not stay in the hellfire forever. If he goes. That's why the ulama, when they say, what is it? Al-haram. When they define al-haram, that which is impermissible, they say ما يستحق فاعله العقاب. ما يستحق, and look at this statement. They say ما يستحق صاحبه العقاب أو فاعله العقاب. They say that الحرام, that which is impermissible, is the person who actually committed deserves to be punished. Deserves. Okay, look at this. Deserve. But they don't say will definitely be punished. Why? Because there is a possibility Allah forgives him. You see? So the major sins, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives. And if He does not forgive that person, He will punish him. He will punish him until he gets purified. And then after that, he will go to Jannah. And Shaykh al-Fawzan, he said, there is a river in Jannah. It's called Ma'ul Hayat. Ma'ul Hayat. Ma'ul Hayat. Ma'ul Hayat. The water of life. So they will burn until they become charcoal. And then they will be dipped in this water. And they will sprout. You know, like seedlings. You know seedlings? You see seedlings sprouting? It's like that, subhanAllah. So, and then they will come back, you know, and then they will go to Jannah. May Allah not make us from this. May Allah make us from those that will go to Jannah without any hisab. Ameen. Because you don't want to be there even 1 second. You don't want to be there. Subhanallah.
That's a quick question. So, we're talking about that when someone assists obtaining riba, like, what about if you accept the payment as a credit card? Like, does that consider as assist?
Well, credit card,
credit card is. But
they include interest, right?
Yeah.
It's haram.
So if someone you accept the payment, like
that, it's haram.
So basically, you can't accept payment from
no.
credit card at all.
You can't. Anything that include interest. I mean, Shaykh al-Uthaymeen, he said, you know those what do you call them? Contract where it says for 6 months there is no and after that you pay the interest,
so
right?
Someone else pay you.
He said you cannot sign those contracts.
Okay. No, that's not. It's like payment. Like I don't know how that works. Like does that consider as a riba?
Anything that has riba is haram.
Okay.
Anything, even if it has 1%, still haram.
Okay.
No. Allah protect all of us. You had a question, right?
Just to piggyback what he's saying, don't understand. So you know how like some people I see like when they get like furniture or whatever, they buy products.
Right.
And they may not pay with a credit card. They may like put a down payment.
Down payment.
Right? And they make monthly payments. And they say if you pay for this product within this specified amount of time, there's no interest attached to it. But if you like let your time go longer than that, then you start.
This is what Shaykh al-Uthaymeen spoke about, haram.
Same thing.
Same thing, haram. Because there is a possibility you may fall behind, right, Jawad? You may fall behind. What if you got laid off from your job? Okay, what are you going to do now?
There's agreement of it.
You see? And then plus you agree to it.
Yeah.
It's haram. But if someone says, you know what, I have this furniture. Well, you liked it, do you like it? You say, yes, I like it. He said, okay, I'll sell it to you for this much, right? And then you give him a down payment, and then you pay exactly what you agreed upon. This is halal. بيع بالتقسيط. Sheikh bin Baz has a fatwa on that. Sheikh al-Uthaymeen and others. You in installment.
Good question. Okay, so then a riba way, basically, if you don't pay, they charge of interest, right? So
interest, yeah.
What about Islamically? Like, if you really do Islamically, let's say for this situation, like if someone pay, but then they stop paying you, then what do you do with it? Like
you don't charge them. You don't charge them interest.
But what do you do though? Like, do you take the stuff away from him, or like?
You can. You have the right to take it away from him if he does not pay.
Okay, so
you have the right to take it away from him.
But does that mean that everything he paid that you don't have to return to him, or
no? If he cannot pay all of it, there should be like some type of a solution, like something that will not harm the buyer or the seller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guess we have some ruling for that, like somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Jazakallah.
وإياك.
Is it true that the Jews started riba?
The Jews, yes, absolutely.
How did it start, you know?
The Jews and also the Arabs used to deal with riba. Yeah. Riba is a very, very wicked system. Yeah. We ask Allah to protect all of us from that. أعوذ بالله منه. جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم.